Okay. Hey guys, how are you today?
Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back to Game Face Monday with Richie Bello and me, Gene Fontana. I'm filling in for Don Brady today. Today we're going to learn a lot about two platforms that cost less than a cup of coffee a day, which can possibly help our dealers with simplified, low-cost analytics. That's the difference we want to make in your ROI. Well, we're going to start today with a special guest. His name is Jim Richards. He's with Veterans Affairs over in Arizona. Richie, welcome to you and welcome to Jim. Take it, Richie.
Hey, let me introduce Jim Richards. Jim Richards has been with me since before the Institute in Arizona, and then we talked to him, and he was really a big part and a lot of help with the Institute. He's always been there. He's always been in my life. So Jim works for Veterans Affairs in Phoenix, Arizona. Jim, tell me a little bit about what you do.
I'm a logistics clerk here at the VA hospital, and, making sure that the supplies get here on time. And of course, I like to participate with you in your marketing effort.
Right. So Jim came out to meet me before I went to Arizona, before the vets, and he was with me a little bit on the road, this, that. So we kind of figured out the best solution for veterans to put veterans in business, right? Veterans that have the vet and they want to get into the business place. So we did that. As I went to Washington, Jim was a big sponsor of me. As I went to the Jennifer Hamilton show, he was a big sponsor of me, and he's brought in a lot of veterans businesses, and he's been a lot of help for me, especially with his contacts with Veterans Affairs. He's been a lot of help for Richie Bello. I've never announced that. And you're going to see more and more people like Jim come out from VA, from different areas, like Soldier Angels, like different organization that I've been a part of helping out. Because as everybody knows, the most important thing is the vets. And Jim has always been there, and he'll always be there. He's part of Richie Bello Institute, and he's out there in Arizona with what he does now is the VA stuff. He's done a lot of different things in the VA in different capacities. Jim, it's so nice to have you on the live show, and I haven't seen you for maybe a year or so, a couple of years, but I want to go back to Arizona and see you, and I want Gene Fontana to meet you. We've been under the radar, but we've always been there. We've been very good friends. So go ahead, Jim.
Jim has a lot of things to tell us that he was all excited about last week, about some programs that he wants to share, tease a little bit about. But before he does, I think we have to talk about what the Institute is doing real quickly for the veterans. And Jim, you bounce off of me right after I finish, because I know you're excited about some new adventures that you're looking to help us with. Well, through the Institute and the support of Clickable, veterans today can get the support they need to market themselves and initiate their business, talk to the community about their business, whether they need a landing page or whether they need SEO. We don't know where they are. We have to assess and take a peek. But the Institute is affording that privilege to veterans today. Right now, it's an unlimited amount of time that support will be there, and it's being paid for by Clickable. So it's a really great opportunity. But tell us, Jim, what is the exciting thing that you have going right now that you wanted to share with Richie?
Well, I have, of course, I'm proud to be with Richie, and I've contacted a gentleman that his name is George. I can't remember his last name, and he wants to he wants to bring some veterans on board also. I'll have the details on that a little bit later on, but I'm very excited about it, Richie.
Well, you know what, Jim? We're so excited about it at whitedovebird.com. That's where they have to go. They just have to simply go to whitedovebird.com, because that's where Richie has the company to do whatever is necessary for this marketing that's being paid for by Clickable. And for you guys out there that are veterans or know a veteran that's looking to get into business, that's whitedovebird.com, completely free, paid for by the Institute. I'm sorry, Richie, take it back and work it with Jimmy.
Jim, it's great to see you, man. I know you're busy, and I know your mission over there with the VA is amazing, what you've done, and you've been in different departments, and it's amazing. God bless you for what you do for the vets, and we'll see you soon. And man, you look really, really good. You look healthy. Thank God. You know, I always pray for you, and I want to really, really be grateful and thank you for being in my life such a long time and for helping me in such different capacity where nobody knows about it yet. But soon I'm going to start going public with what I'm doing for veterans and how we've really taking the veteran businesses to the next level. And you've been a big part of that process. God bless you. Thank you for your service, and thank you for being you, brother.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Jim. Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Well, that guy's something else, you know. And I want to say thank you for Jim for being with us today, and to our sponsor, Shop Smart Autos, who helps us put this together. But today we're really here to talk about how analytics can control performance. And Richie, you have a couple of links that you want to share with our viewers so that they can take it.
They're right on the comments. They're right on the comments here. If you look at the links, there's a link here. You can take a look at the PDF. So that's reporting, basically analytical reporting, automated reporting. I mean, dealers, listen, right now, where we're at. I mean, a year ago, we didn't have to do a lot of ads, maybe a little bit of be out there. Now we're seeing some of our agencies are reporting that should be very careful with diminishing returns. Well, that report does that for you. Our lead generation is really a really good product also, but our lead generation has that kind of reporting. So let's just pay attention to that. And it's all about the reporting today. If you can't track it, there's no use in having it.
You know what, Richie? It really surprises me that what a good analytic report can do. And today, with the help of Clickable, you have analysis that's just taking hours and hours and hours away from looking at different variables. But I do want to be distinct here. Over $8 billion was spent last year on automotive advertising in this country. Most dealers are spending in excess of 30 some odd thousand a month in social media advertising. Do the numbers. If a car comes in at $650 delivered and you want to sell 100 cars, you're going to spend $65,000. I want you to think about analytics, because analytics will make a difference in every dollar you spend. And for the price of a cup of coffee, you can have a line item on your budget for analytics and move the money where it has to go in one respect. But there are two types of reports that Richie is really, really excited about. And one is the VIN retention report, follow the person, follow the VIN. And the other is the media analysis, follow the dollar, follow the cost per lead and per sale. Rich, share the differences in those two reports for us.
One is organic, one is SEO, where you're at organically, and it's right here on the comments. And the other report is about pay search, right? How you're performing, how's your retargeting marketing going, how is your social media? Listen, guys, with COVID, a lot of these companies came in with the social media, hitting offers. I mean, dealers, pay attention to what you're spending on social media and pay attention to your conversion, what your conversion is also on social media, because I got news for you. That conversion is good on social media, but it's not as good in the showroom. Okay. Just pay attention to that. And also pay attention to the reviews where they are, because that social media marketing is great. These phone calls and these automated SMS are great. When that customer walks in the door, he doesn't have all the information. Your sales department is not trained properly, and that information is not given to the consumer. That's the difference between marketplaces and social media. So that's a big problem where the customer's coming in already that sees this offer that is really a good offer, but we know what's going on. It's the same thing as newspaper ads back in the day. That offer comes in, and now the whole spin cycle starts. So pay attention to that, because in today's world, it has changed a lot. The marketplaces give the right information to the consumer. They research everything, and now they have all this information. As Facebook marketing, Instagram, there's no information there. There's just, you know, an offer. Great, a car offer. Now, what happens when that customer comes in? And if you take the numbers, if you take those metrics and say, how much social media have we spent since COVID and our reviews? Why did our reviews drop? Or more important than that, why is our CSI dropping? Based on what the OEMs are saying, why? Why?
I want to respond to that, Richie.
Why?
Let me respond to that a little bit.
Why is
I
our
think-
retention? Wait, why is our retention in sales dropping? Okay, reviews are one thing, CSI is another, but on the line, when you get that VIN report and you're able to really dive in and analyze, dive in using data and say, wait a minute, what is wrong with this picture? Guys, if you want, call me. Our online training platform will be up and ready on all these analytics, so you can understand what's going on. There's something going on out there. Just pay attention. Go ahead, Gene.
No, I just wanted to reemphasize the line item on every budget, every single month should be for analytics. And what you want to look for in your analytics is, thank God that Clickable has put this all together, because with a click of a button, you can combine all the information and data that you need to sit down in a meeting and have the intelligent discussion with your sales management team and with your service department, because Richie's always shouting out that, 48% of what we make is in the service department. So if you lose the VIN and you can hold on to the service in some way, you want to really try to do that. And you want to have the time to re-engage with that customer by accessing them and having the information you need to reach back out to them and bring them back in. I was a Mercedes driver for 25, 30 years, and I pulled away for just one lease. I leased. And I went back because they kept trying to engage me and making me feel better about coming back. So these reports are just very, very incidental in a budget. Again, I don't want to over dramatize, but the media cost for last year was pretty exorbitant. We know that the average dealership last year was spending mostly in the internet, and they're spending about $312,000. That's across America. That's in Mississippi, and that's in Long Island, New York. My dealers, when I was running an ad agency for dealers in 2010 and 11, they couldn't come in without spending $50,000 a month or more. So if you're spending money on advertising and you're spending money on your sales department, create a line item on every budget that says analytics. And if it's $200 or $150 or $400, it's the cost of a spot on television or radio, and quite possibly just a fraction of your social media, where you can shift it, boom, bang, in a day and make it make sense to your overall ROI. That's all I'm having to say today, Richie. I'm really hell bent on analytics, as you can tell.
And a lot of enterprise customers see our analytics and it's just too much. And why is it too much? Is it too much because they don't really want to show the dealership their performance? Or is the dealership is saying it's too much when it's not really? It's as much as a cup of coffee a day. I mean, it's a really deep dive in what. So I'm really concerned when an enterprise customer that does marketing for a dealership says it's too much. You know, I know something as a fact. I know dealerships that we have with our ad agencies. All right, very few ad agencies that we have up to 100 dealerships each ad agency. I know they like the report. So I have a question out there. What do you mean is too much? What is too much? How could it be too much for the dealer? So, Mr. Dealer, pay attention to those great marketers when they don't show you this type of reporting. Pay
Wait,
attention.
I want to go back. Can I go back to one point you've been
Don't pay
making?
attention. That's when your ROI drops. Give me reporting. I don't do anything without reporting. I don't do anything without backup the data. Nothing. Okay. I don't even make a phone call without data and without reporting. So, Mr. Dealer, pay attention to that. If you don't get real reporting, real time, explaining to you and your team what's going on, because other verticals use it. That's the beautiful of it. The finance industry, they use that in a big way. I'm not talking about F&I. I'm talking about the finance industry that spends a lot of money on Google, just like the automotive sector. And I'm talking about the medical sector. Okay. They spend a lot of money on Google also, and they're using these verticals, and we have those two verticals aren't clickable.
Wait, I want to say it. I'm going to say it. Now, what has it shown? What do you say about the difference between strictly social media advertising versus marketplace advertising? What do we do with buyers and sellers?
Well, what I say is somebody goes on cars.com, already did their homework throughout cars.com, boom, brand name, beautiful platform, great people at cars.com. Kudos to the CEO, Alex, unbelievable guy. He's really, really taking that platform to the next level throughout the years. Hey, I got to tell you something. Now that same customer sees an ad on social media, there's an offer. Whoa, clicks. We're selling price. Of course, we're selling price. That's how we get them in. Now they spin. Now they go to that dealership. Maybe they buy because the salesman is that strong, or maybe they get so pissed off that they tell their friends what a bad experience and go back to that dealership that cars.com's got an appointment. Pay attention. Marketers, pay attention. Dealers, pay attention. Are you aggravating the consumer today with driving them with price and then getting these people on the phone and the text and all that? And when they show up there, the story changes? Versus marketplaces, they have all the information. They go in with their notebook under here and they walk in with their printout. This is what my car's worth. This is what that's worth. All the information here. This is what I want to do. Just think about that. Common sense.
Right.
I'm only going to give what I see here, and you figure out what you should do. Okay?
So marketplaces turn shoppers to buyers, and social media turns buyers into shoppers.
Correct. And
And
then
when
when they get the hammer job on the phone and the text and the AI and all these companies that doing all this to drive that customer in, that customer goes in there with a story, his perception, and walks in, it's a whole different animal. Or Now they got a problem. There's no information. I don't know what my car's worth. I don't know this. Oh, cars.com says it's worth this. Auto Trader, Kelly Blue Book says it's worth this. Well, that's just a guide. It does not work that. As versus these marketplaces really drive that traffic to the showroom, and they help your CSI. Let's talk about this. Cars.com, Dealer Rater.
Shoppers, shop
The
smart.
reviews are great. Dealer Rater, they have different platforms. Okay, they're great marketers. They're great communicators virtually to the consumer to bring them in your showroom. Rethink when you cancel a company like Cars.com or Auto Trader. Or remember something, when you cancel them and you go on these ads, just monitor. One thing you got to monitor is your CSI. Forget about the reviews. Monitor your CSI, and that tells you the story. That tells you your sales process. That tells you the story. That's all.
Well, you know, the proof is in the pudding, and that's what the proof is in the pudding, and that's what analytics is all about. Analytics allows you to applaud yourself for the great performance, or direct your attention to where the weak links are. You got a bad muscle, work it out. I think we're going to wrap up, but I think what we do want to say, Richie, is that you put the links in for these two reports, and I'd like you guys to really take a look at these two reports, because when you see the difference, oh, there you go. So let's make sure that you take a peek, and then give Rich a call on the need for this. It's pennies a day, and I'm not lying, and it's an important part of performance. And as far as the veterans out there, you can reach us at whitedovebird.com in behalf of the Institute and in behalf of Clickable, a great sponsor, and Shop Smart Autos, a great sponsor today, Richie. And you want to say goodbye to our friends and see them next week?
Yes, I want to say goodbye. I also want to say goodbye to all those people that liked our stuff. Barry, Frederick, Lee, Leia. I mean, we got a lot of people that that are listening, and we've been grateful. We've been really grateful for our vets, and also we thank them for their services. I have a lot of veterans out there that are good friends and are business associates too. A lot of my companies, people don't know that, but they're actually run by veterans. Shop Smart, C-level veterans, David Castillo, etc. So we just don't do this veteran thing. Like, I see a lot of dealerships and I get upset about it. They do it as a marketing perspective. And let me tell you, the veterans know when you're doing the marketing thing as you're a veteran-friendly dealership. Big difference, guys. So just pay attention to that, because veterans are people that are pretty smart guys. I've been working with them since 2016, so I know a whole lot about them, and I got that audience pretty much because I put them in business, and then when they perform and their business does well, we turn them on to funding partners that we have, okay? So just pay attention to the vets. It's a really good audience. Just do the right thing by them. That's all I ask. Do the right thing by our vets, because they are really served us and they served our country. And these guys take a bullet for you at any given day. Just remember that. And have a blessed day and lots of love.
Bye-bye.
Take care.